Okay, so yesterday we have discussed connective tissue, different fibers, and the extracellular matrix. Okay, today we'll discuss different cells of the connective tissue. So, cells are classified into resident or fixed cells and the wandering cells. Fixed cells are the fibroblasts, adipose cells, macrophage, mast cell, pericytes. Wandering cells are lymphocytes, plasma cells, neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, and the monocyte. So these are the cells. Fixed or resident cells are the fibroblasts, adipose cells, macrophage, mast cells, and pericytes. And wandering cells are these, all of the blood cells mainly. Lymphocytes, plasma cells, neutrophil, eosinophil, basophil, and monocytes. So first we are going to fibroblasts. Okay, fibroblasts. See here, this is one fibroblast. Structure of a fibroblast. A is profile view. Profile view means seeing from the side. Okay, and this is seeing from above. It has multiple cytoplasmic processes. One nucleus and cytoplasm. Okay, so if you see this cell from the side, it will look like this spindle shaped. Okay, so most fibroblasts are most numerous cells forming collagen, elastic or reticular fibers and the matrix, and it contains abundant cytoplasm, oval nucleus, branched cytoplasmic processes. Fibrocyte is a mature and smaller cell. Fan chalo na. And in HE staining, nuclei visible and thin plate flattened processes are visible. Most active during the wound healing. The fibroblast helps in wound healing. Okay. So next is the myofibroblast. Myofibroblasts, these are features. These have myo means muscle. Okay, so it has features of both smooth muscle cells and the fibroblast. And it is a elongated spindle-shaped cells, contains the actin and myosin filaments, conferring the contractile property. And it has major role in wound healing and tooth eruption. Okay, this is two important processes. So these myofibroblasts helps in these processes, wound healing. Next is pericytes. What are pericytes? They are present surrounding the endothelium of the capillaries and the venules, and they lie in the basal lamina of the endothelium, and they have long euchromatic nucleus and several cytoplasmic processes that clasp the capillaries. Okay, so these are features of pericytes. Next we are going to adipocytes. Adipocytes synthesize and stores the lipids. Two types of adipocytes are there, unilocular adipocytes and multilocular adipocytes. See, this is unilocular adipocyte and this is multilocular adipocyte. Unilocular adipocyte has a large fat globule occupying most of the cell. Thin rim of cytoplasm is there and flattened nucleus shifted to the periphery. And in multilocular adipocytes, there are many small fat droplets. Okay. So unilocular adipocytes are found in white or yellow adipose tissue and functions as insulation and shock absorption. Special stain used for adipocytes are the oil red O, Sudan black B, Nile blue sulfate method. Okay, mainly this oil red O you should remember. Okay, for fat staining, oil red O is used. Okay, special staining method. And it is located in cushions around the vital organs, mammary pad of fat, and orbit. Retroperitoneal space, greater omentum. So these are the locations of unilocular adipocytes. Next is multilocular adipocytes. They are found in brown adipose tissue and mostly found in the newborn babies. Okay. In adult, they are present in the back and neck, scapular region and posterior abdominal wall, and they prevent excess heat loss and promote thermoregulation in the newborns. Okay. Next is the macrophages or histiocytes or plasmatocytes, all the terms used. Okay. So major function is phagocytosis of the bacteria and damaged tissue and inorganic particles and act as a antigen presenting cell. So this is a schematic diagram of macrophage. It has a nucleus is being separate, and these are the lysosomes. Lysosome helps in destruction of the bacteria or this inorganic particle or damaged tissue. Okay. So they are removed through the macrophages. Two types of macrophages are there, fixed and wandering macrophage. And another is Langerhans cell. What is Langerhans cells? Asked in your Viva or MCQ. Okay, what is Langerhans cell? Macrophages fuse to form a giant multinucleated cell. Multiple macrophages fuse together to form this Langerhans cells. Special feature has it is multinucleated. Okay. Function is same as the macrophage. Next is mast cells or histaminocytes or mastocytes. These are located close to the blood vessels, and cells are large ovoid with centrally placed nucleus, and cytoplasm has basophilic granules. Basophilic granules will stain violet colored. Okay, hematoxylin will stain, which contains heparin and histamine. Stain used are the periodic acid shift stain, toluidine blue, Alcian blue. Okay. Metachromasia granules look purple to red with toluidine blue. That is known as metachromasia. Okay, you should know these terms. What is metachromasia? Like this. Okay. Next is IgE is present on the cell surface. This is produced by the mast cell, IgE. And release of histamine, serine proteases and leukotriene C and heparin, these are released by this mast cells. This is function of the mast cell. তোরা তিনজন কি কথা বলে যাচ্ছিস কন্টিনিউয়াস? Next we are going to plasma cell. Okay, plasma cells are rounded. They have a granular cytoplasm and stain with basic dyes. Okay, it has basophilia because of presence of numerous rough endoplasmic reticulum. Here it has a eccentric nucleus. See, this is schematic diagram of plasma cell. This is the nucleus, location of nucleus. Eccentric means away from the middle towards the periphery. So this is the location of nucleus. So it is eccentric in position. Position is important for identification of these plasma cells. And also the chromatins are clamped in a specific manner and it gives cartwheel appearance. Okay, cartwheel appearance. Okay, gorur gadi chakar moto dekhte. So this looks like a cartwheel. Next, they represent matured B cells, B lymphocytes without any power of cell division. Okay, B cells are converted into plasma cells when there is need of antibodies, and then after transformation into plasma cells they cannot divide. Next, so these are the plasma cells in HE staining specimen. So these, see, the nucleus are located towards the periphery, so eccentric in location, and nucleus shows cartwheel appearance. Okay, and another important feature is Russell's bodies are present. Russell's bodies containing crystalloid. This is also a feature of plasma cell. Okay, plasma cells comes in your short note, individual short note. Plasma cell is important. Next. So plasma cells or plasmatocytes, they are derived from B cells and ovoid in shape with abundant cytoplasm containing rough endoplasmic reticulum. Russell bodies are present. What is Russell body? They are large immunoglobulin containing inclusion bodies, and these are called as Mott cells. Okay, and Russell bodies are periodic acid shift positive, and plasma cells produce antibodies. That is the main function of plasma cell. Okay, next. Next, we are going to lymphocytes. Lymphocytes, see, this is one peripheral blood smear. This is in lymphocyte, looks like this. Okay, large nuclei, very thin rim of cytoplasm. So it is involved in immune responses and it has deeply staining heterochromatic nucleus and thin rim of cytoplasm. These lymphocytes are grouped in these groups, three groups: T lymphocyte, B lymphocytes, and NK cells, natural killer cells. So this is lymphocyte. You will see you have to prepare peripheral blood films in physiology. Also you have to stain. You will see this under microscope. Okay, next is pigment cells. See, this is schematic presentation of pigment cells and this is how it looks like, pigment cells. So, pigment cells synthesize melanin pigment and they are located in skin, iris and the choroid and derived from neural crest cells and they protect from UV lights. Okay, so this is function of the pigment cells. Next. Next, we are going to other white blood cells present in the connective tissue. First is neutrophil. All these you have to read in physiology. You will see all those individual cells in peripheral blood smear. Okay, you have to locate these cells. So, how you will identify, identification points are important. So, this is important for your practical purposes mainly. Okay. So, first is neutrophil. Neutrophil diameter is almost 10 to 12 micron. Nucleus is 3 to 5 lobes and phagocytosis of the microorganism. This is the function of the neutrophil. Okay, and cytoplasm shows pink or reddish purple granules. This is features of neutrophil. Next is basophil. Basophil is also 10 to 12 micron in diameter. Nucleus is segmented. Cytoplasm is dark and basophilic granules are present. You have seen in the previous picture basophil. It looks like the mast cell. Okay. And they release histamine, promote inflammation and contain the histamine. Histamine containing granules are basophilic. So that's why basophilic granules are present in basophil. Mainly these basophils are transformed into mast cells. Okay. Next is eosinophil. Eosinophils are 10 to 14 micron in diameter. Nucleus is bilobed and phagocytose antigen antibody complexes. See here one eosinophil, this is one eosinophil. It looks like this, okay. Eosinophilic granules are present. Eosinophilic granules mean it will be stained with eosin. Eosin is red, so this red colored or pink colored granules will be present, okay. And nucleus is bilobed. You can see the nucleus. This is identification point of eosinophil. Bilobed and nucleus is bilobed, phagocytose antigen antibody complexes. Cytoplasm shows dark eosinophilic granules, induce allergic reactions and asthma attack. Okay. They are found in parasite infections. Next. Next, we are going to lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are 6 to 14 micron, round nucleus, thin rim of cytoplasm. T lymphocytes, these are the functions of three types of lymphocytes. T lymphocyte helps in cell-mediated immunity, B lymphocyte helps in antibody-mediated immunity, and NK cells destroy the cancer cells. So, these are the functions of three types of lymphocytes. B cells transformed into plasma cells and helps in antibody secretion. Okay. Next is monocytes. Monocytes is 12 to 20 micron in diameter. They have kidney-shaped nucleus and phagocytose differentiate into phagocytosis occurs and after that they differentiated into mononuclear phagocytic cells like macrophages. Okay, so monocytes transform into macrophages. Okay. Next. Okay, so we have discussed the cells. Okay, next we will discuss different types of connective tissue. So you have to draw all these cells in your histocopy. Okay, first slide those cells are given. All those cells you draw in your histocopy. So previously I have said the fibers you have to draw, 3 types of fibers, and next these all type of cells, and then next all types of connective tissue, one schematic diagram for each you have to draw. One for loose areolar connective tissue, one for dense regular connective tissue, another dense irregular connective tissue, one for embryonic connective tissue. Okay, and another for adipose tissue. All these diagram you have to draw in your histocopy. You note it down, okay? So first we are discussing embryonic connective tissue, and today those who have connective tissue class in histology, you will see these slides, okay? So you must concentrate. You will see all these features. So first is embryonic connective tissue. Embryonic connective tissue, mesoderm gives rise to embryonic connective tissue. Two subtypes are there for embryonic connective tissue. First is mesenchyme and mucous connective tissue. What is mesenchyme? Mesenchyme is found in embryo consists of mesenchymal cells, and the space between the cells is occupied by ground substance, reticular fibers and collagen fibers, and adjacent cells are connected with each other by gap junctions. Okay, these are features of mesenchyme. Next is mucous connective tissue. This is present in the umbilical cord. See, this is Wharton's jelly, which is mucoid tissue of the umbilical cord. Okay. So mucous connective tissue is present in the umbilical cord. Two components are there, cells and Wharton's jelly. These are the nuclei of the cells. They have multiple processes, and rest white part or slightly pinkish part, this forms a Wharton's jelly. Okay. So two components are there, cells and Wharton's jelly. Cells are spindle shaped with long cytoplasmic processes, and Wharton's jelly consists of hyaluronic acid. Okay, understood? Next. See, this is a section of the umbilical cord. Outside it is covered by the amnion. Okay, amniotic membrane. And within the amnion, these are the Wharton's jelly, and within the Wharton's jelly, the multiple dots you can see, these are nuclei. And this is one remnant of vitalointestinal duct, and these are the sections of two arteries are there, two umbilical arteries and one umbilical vein. What is the difference between artery and vein? Artery has a narrow lumen and thick wall. Okay, vein have wider lumen and thin wall. Okay, understood? So this is how you differentiate artery and the vein. And you remember like AVA, AVA, two artery, one vein. Okay, so an umbilical arteries carry deoxygenated blood, okay, like the pulmonary artery, and this umbilical vein carries the oxygenated blood, okay, from the mother to the fetus. Okay, and artery have a star shaped lumen. So this is enlarged view. This is low power view of the umbilical cord. This is enlarged view, like this you will see under microscope. So these are the spindle shaped mesenchymal cells, some collagen fibers and Wharton's jelly you will see. Okay, like this you will see under microscope. This is transverse section of umbilical cord showing the mucous connective tissue, H staining. Okay, next. So next we are going to loose connective tissue, loose areolar connective tissue. This is widespread connective tissue of our body. It has fibers, cells and ground substances. Loose areolar connective tissue cells are, all connective tissue cells are present. Fibers are these three types, collagen, elastic, reticular fiber, and it has a extracellular matrix that is abundant and washed off during slide preparation and create empty spaces or areola. That's why the name is given loose areolar tissue. Okay. See here, these are the fiber bundles. This is collagen fiber bundles. As singly lying fibers, the black colored one represent the elastic fibers. These are the cells lying in between the fibers, and these are the spaces contain the extracellular matrix, and this extracellular matrix is washed off during slide preparation and forms empty spaces called areola. Okay. Next locations are, these are location of loose areolar connective tissue, lamina propria, superficial fossa surrounding vessels and the viscera. And these are the functions. It supports, allows movement and expansion of viscera and the vessels. Okay, so these are the functions of loose areolar connective tissue. Next. Next, this is the distribution in the subcutaneous location. You will get eyelid, scrotum, penis in the subcutaneous region formed by loose areolar connective tissue. Next, in the submucous coat of GIT. Okay, submucous coat of GIT is formed by the lamina propria. Okay. Next is subserous coat. Subserous coat of different organs like uterus and other organs. Okay. And interior of different viscera like stroma of the ovary. It is formed by loose connective tissue. Okay. Next is, what are the characteristics? It is the most generalized form, allows only limited movement because of its elasticity, and there is meshwork of collagen and elastic fibers which are in all directions and has elasticity and tensile strength. And extracellular matrix consists of ground substance is the proteoglycans, there are cells and the fibers. Okay, so this is how it looks like in HE staining slide. Some fiber bundles, collagen fiber bundles, elastic fibers, multiple cells, different extracellular matrix will be present. Okay, understood? Next. Next we are going to, so this is one section, this is HE stain slide of mesentery. Okay, mesentery also consists of loose connective tissue. So collagen fiber bundles, these are nuclei of different cells, elastic fibers, all those you can see. And spaces, you have seen the larger spaces forming the areola, that's why it is loose areolar tissue. Next, this is section of dermis. Okay, dermis section shows loose and dense connective tissue together. So around the gland, section of different gland. This is section of glandular portion of sweat gland. Okay, in the dermis, surrounding the glands, here is lying the loose areolar connective tissue. And rest of the area, here you can see fiber bundles. Fiber bundles are directed in multiple direction, and cells and extracellular matrix are less in amount. Okay, so and this area formed by dense irregular connective tissue. So you can see here, see the difference, larger spaces and more amount of extracellular matrix in loose connective tissue, and dense connective tissue, more amount of fibers and less amount of extracellular matrix and less amount of cells. Next. Next, we are going to dense connective tissue. They contain large amount of fibers, less cells and matrix, and they provide strength and protection. Two types of dense connective tissue are there, regular and irregular. Dense regular connective tissue contains predominantly of type 1 collagen, and bundles of collagen fibers show wavy appearance. Okay, next. See here, this is one dense regular connective tissue, collagenous connective tissue. This is tendon. Okay, we'll see in the you can see slides of tendon is there. Okay, so it is characterized by presence of collagen fibers or fiber bundles arranged in orderly fashion parallel to each other. So these are the parallel fiber bundles, collagen fiber bundles, and this flattened nucleus are of fibroblasts, nucleus of the fibroblast. Okay, nuclei of some cells, mainly fibroblasts, are seen between the bundles of collagen, and they are elongated and elliptical. Ground substance is less in amount for dense regular and dense irregular connective tissue. See, like this you will see under the microscope. These are the collagen fiber bundles, and here the dots you see, dots are the nuclei of the fibroblast. Okay, understood. So in tendon, so dense regular connective tissue example is tendon. Okay, you will see section of tendon. So tendon, for loose areolar connective tissue, you will see lamina propria, tunica intima, tunica adventitia of the artery. All these are example of loose connective tissue. Okay, and So tendon, the fibers are type 1 collagen fibers arranged in bundles. Fibers arranged regularly and parallel to each other. Bundles show slight wavy appearance. Cells are the tendinocytes. They are few in number, elongated, lie parallel to the collagen fibers. Coverings are endotendinium, covers bundle of collagen fibers, and epitendinium covers the entire tendon, provide passage to the blood vessels. Okay, see here. So this is section of tendon. These are collagen fiber bundles, and each of the bundle is covered by connective tissue covering, that is forming the endotendinium, and whole of the tendon is covered by epitendinium. Okay. Next, see, this is the tendon. These are collagen fiber bundles. Within the fiber bundles, these are nucleus of fibroblast. This is endotendinium covering each of the bundle of fiber. And here you see sections of blood vessels in the endotendinium and also in the epitendinium. This is the outermost covering of the tendon. This is known as epitendinium, and here also you will see sections of blood vessels. Okay, understood? And here these flattened nuclei are nuclei of the fibroblast, flattened elongated nuclei. Okay, so for dense regular connective tissue, you have to draw a schematic diagram like this. Okay. Next. Next is dense irregular connective tissue. They are mostly consist of fibers and small amount of ground substance. Cells are mostly fibroblasts located in dermis of the skin, dura mater, epineurium, periosteum, etc. This is example of dense irregular connective tissue. Okay, we have dermis of the skin representing the dense irregular connective tissue. Next, see here. This is a schematic presentation of dense irregular connective tissue. See, these are multiple fiber bundles, but they are not parallel to each other. They are directed in multiple directions. And these are the flattened nuclei of the fibroblast. Here also you can see this is dense irregular connective tissue seen in the dermis. Okay. And some nuclei of fibroblasts are present within the fiber bundles. So it is characterized by irregularly arranged bundles of collagen fibers that stain pink, and in stretch preparation they are seen in wavy bundles. And other fibers present are elastic and reticular fiber, can be seen only with special stains, and few cells, fibroblasts and less ground substance are present. Okay. Next. See, this is dermis. This is HE staining slide of skin. Okay, see this up to this level, this is epidermis. Okay, epidermis consists of multiple layers of cells. It is formed by stratified squamous keratinized tissue, epithelium. Okay, so cells are located in multiple layers. That's why stratified. And this is this pink layer covering the surface, that is dead cell that does not contain any nuclei, and forming the keratin covering. Okay, and below the epidermis, this part is the dermis. From this level, below this level, this part is the dermis, and you can see multiple fiber bundles directed in different directions. So that part forms the dense irregular connective tissue. Okay, next. And you will also see some hair follicles in skin. Okay, thick skin, there will be no hair follicle like skin of palm and sole, and here the keratin layer will be thick. The previous slide was of thick skin, so there is no hair, and for thin skin there will be hairs. Okay, so that is the difference between thick skin and thin skin. That is also asked in your viva. Okay, or OSCE. Next tissue we are going, so you have to draw a diagram for dense regular, one for dense irregular connective tissue, one for loose areolar connective tissue, and another for adipose tissue. Okay, so adipose tissue is a specialized connective tissue that stores fat and consists of adipocytes or fat cells. Two types of adipose tissues are there, yellow or white, and brown adipose tissue. Adipose tissues are highly vascular. Yellow adipose tissue, here adipocytes are unilocular, nucleus are flat and peripheral. And cytoplasm is empty, only thin rim of cytoplasm is present. Locations are superficial. Locations are, they are present in superficial fossa, just below the skin. And they are also present in yellow bone marrow surrounding viscera. And this is function. Function of yellow adipose tissue is insulation and protection. Okay. Next is brown adipose tissue. Here adipocytes are multilocular, nucleus is round and peripheral, and cytoplasm have a foamy appearance. Locations are in the newborn and in the back and scapular regions of the adults. Function is thermogenesis. Okay, they control the heat production in the newborn mainly. So main function is thermogenesis in case of newborn. Okay, and those adults who have brown adipose tissue, basal metabolic rate is high for them. Okay, they does not gain weight because of presence of this brown adipose tissue. Next. Next is, so yellow adipose tissue. So like this you will see, we have slides of adipose tissue. These are the adipocytes. They are located in groups and have multiple shapes. In the middle there is a fat droplet, large fat droplet, thin rim of cytoplasm and flattened nucleus. See, this is flattened nucleus. Okay, so like this you have to draw the adipocytes, and you will see in different tissues some groups of adipocytes. And these are sections of blood vessels within the connective tissue septum. So adipocytes are highly vascular, He staining, fat gets washed out and cells show empty appearance with thin rim of cytoplasm and peripheral flat nucleus. Located in the superficial fossa and yellow bone marrow, omentum, mesentery and around the viscera. They helps in energy storage, insulation and protection of the viscera. So these are function of yellow adipose tissue. Next. So this is honeycomb appearance or foamy appearance, okay, for adipose tissue. See here the adipocytes, and these are sections of blood vessels. Empty appearance of the cytoplasm, thin rim of cytoplasm, peripherally placed nucleus. Flat peripheral nucleus, adipose cells, empty appearance of the cytoplasm because fat is washed out during slide preparation. And it is highly vascular, that's why you will see sections of blood vessels, multiple sections. Okay. Next. Next we are going to brown adipose tissue. It is brown in color. See, this is one multilocular adipocytes will be there in brown adipose tissue. So they are smaller than the yellow adipocytes found in newborn babies and in adult, located in back and neck, scapular region and posterior abdominal wall, and prevents excessive heat loss. Okay, and they regulate the thermogenesis in the newborn mainly. Next. So we have discussed connective tissue. So generalized function of all the connective tissue. So these are the functions. This is asked also in your theory. Okay, theory part of long question you can be given functions of connective tissue. You will be asked about describe the cells of connective tissue, functions of connective tissue, fibers of connective tissue, like this. Okay. So functions of connective tissue is merely supportive or protective in function, provides mechanical support. It has a defensive action because of presence of different types of cells, antibody production. All this helps in defensive mechanism, maintains integrity of organs. Adipose tissue helps in supporting different organs and diffusion of nutrients and waste products. Okay, that lamina propria helps in diffusion of nutrients and the waste product. Okay, lamina propria is present in gastrointestinal tract, respiratory tract, genitourinary tract. Okay, so that's why connective tissue is important. So these are the functions of connective tissue. Okay, so what diagrams you have to draw for connective tissue, you note down. Okay, you have to draw 3 types of fibers. All the diagrams will be with pink and violet pencil, only reticular fiber, normal black pencil. And all diagrams you draw under a within a circle. Okay, and you have to write and also the point the figures with pencil only. In the diagram, only pencil is allowed, no pen will be allowed. Okay. And three types of fibers, different cells of connective tissue, and these all those different types of connective tissue: embryonic connective tissue, adipose tissue, loose areolar connective tissue, dense regular connective tissue, dense irregular connective tissue. All those diagrams you have to draw in your histocopy. Okay, understood? And those who have histo class today, you will see different types of connective tissue. For embryonic connective tissue, you will see slides of the umbilicus, umbilical cord, Wharton's jelly you will see. For dense irregular connective tissue, you will see section of tendon. Dense irregular connective tissue, you will see the dermis of the skin. Okay, and other loose areolar connective tissue, you will see artery. Artery you have focus. Tunica intima and tunica adventitia are example of loose areolar connective tissue. And stroma of the ovary is focus, that is also loose connective tissue, loose areolar connective tissue. Okay. So all those slides you will see under the microscope today. Okay. Understood? Any queries from this topic? Thin skin have hairs. Okay, our whole of the body is covered by thin skin except these two areas, palm and sole. They does not contain any hair, you can see. Okay, and in thick skin keratin layer will be very thick, and thin skin keratin layer will be thin. Okay, understood? That is the different, because they are exposed to more shearing force. Okay.